Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode here on my single player carpet series. So, in the last episode we built up the slime and, well, slime over there and honey farm over here, and I've got to make an apology, I didn't even explain how most of the farms work at all. Like the slime farm I just built and just said, but yeah, there we go, it's this design, and then the honey farm I basically showed very quickly and showed the crafter, but I didn't explain any of it really, and so I'm deeply sorry for that. I was, just kind of rushing to get an episode out, and I didn't really consider those two options. So yeah, I will try in the future to explain things a bit better and actually not rush things. But yeah, and with that, I'm actually going to quickly start the episode by explaining how some of this stuff works. Hi, Future Gilly here. So yeah, I won't be explaining those two farms. This episode has become a much longer than I thought it was going to be. Still, it's taking me a lot longer to do as well. So the explanations for the slime farm and the honey farm shall come up in a separate video. It shall be an unlisted episode 3.5 of this series, just quickly explaining the honey farm and the slime farm. So yeah, if you're interested in that, link is down in the description. It'll also be available in the playlist for this series, so that will be the only way you can get it outside of this video. Anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. See you in a bit. So in today's episode, we actually get down to doing the thing that I've been waiting to do for quite a while now, and that is essentially go from all of these, essentially actual starter farms to something a bit more upgraded. By upgraded, I basically mean automated. Essentially, not necessarily super fast, the largest farm you could possibly do, but no longer I have to go ahead and farm all this stuff manually. I can actually, get it whilst AFKing in this area. We're going to be populating one of the caves under this entire area with all of the starter farms, and at the moment to get to this area you just have to go down here in my mine shaft, and once we get to the bottom we then go down here, go down, and we're there in this massive cave area. It's an absolutely huge area, lush cave area, so I've already sort of looted most of the ores and all that here whilst in the early game. I'm sort of still in early game, or am I in mid game? No, I'd say I'm in mid game actually. Yeah, so in the early game, I went ahead and spawn proofed it all. So there's some bits that are in a deep location, some of it's in other areas. So like here, for example, I should probably torch it up. Do I have any torches to do? So yeah, I've missed some areas to torch up, but it's not the end of the world, really. Oh no, it says there's mushroom fields here, so that's not the end of the world. Mushroom fields don't spawn hostile mobs, obviously. That's why I took my base there. But yeah, this entire area is going to be populated with the starter farms that I want. And as we go through the episode, I shall reveal each of the farms, and I'll talk a bit more about them. Essentially, all of these starter farms I've except for like two, I've designed myself. I've got to do it a little bit differently to how I would do it on vanilla, all because I do not have TNT duping enabled. And just to prove that TNT duping is fixed on my world, I'm going to just show you a very basic TNT duper and show that it doesn't work. So when I extend this piston, I actually don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to update it or not update it, but then once it extends again, it will then get updated and it will definitely fall down and hopefully not blow anything up. But that's what I've done with the water. But anyway, let's have a look at what happens. So I'm going to extend it. Yep, doesn't happen, and then I'm going to de-extend it, and it should... Okay, it's not done anything, so then I'll do this. Okay, nothing's actually happening, which basically proves that TNT duping is actually not enabled here. There's nothing's getting updated here at all, unless I place something next to it. So if I place this, there we go, updates it, and then falls down, and then it will blow up in the water. There we go. And that was also my only TNT, so I probably should not have done that. But yeah, anyway, that's the challenge I face in this part of the game. I haven't got a renewable source of sand. I'm going to use sand duping. I might introduce a carpet rule for sand duping, not to use sand duping, just as an alternative farm for later down the line. But me, I like my concrete dupers and all that sort of stuff. So and the concrete factories. So I want to definitely keep doing that in this series. Essentially, the solution is to use TNT blast chambers later down the line once I have a source of TNT, but I don't, so I will not be using TNT blast chambers at this point, but I will be using a block storage. Now the block storage is actually really just for the tree farm, so I do want to do a starter universal tree farm, and I have designed my own one. It's not the best in the world, and it's definitely not optimized at all, and the redstone is a bit janky, but it does work. I'm quite happy with it, and yeah, it essentially processes all the blocks and puts it into a block storage. I still will need to mine the blocks manually, but I can at least automate the growth of it all and run the farm for a while before the block storage fills up. Now, before I even get on to starting all those farms, I need to actually do some little bits of prep beforehand. So I needed to get myself a lot more cobble because I've ran out, and the solution to that is to basically build a farm. Now I have designed the farm myself. I've actually just reversed engineered it from Mango because I wanted to use something decently fast, and I will have to mine it manually, which basically means I also need to have a beacon. But fortunately for me, I already have all of the wither skulls. So I got all of these wither skulls whilst I was waiting between, waiting for the bees to allow me to breed them again for the honey farm. And so I got bored, so I decided to go and do some Nether Fortress grinding. And I got a lot of blaze rods. I mean, a lot for this, just manual and this early, and then also got the 3 wither skulls. So I'm going to get myself a beacon, and I want to do it as safely as possible, with not having already gone to the end yet and killed the end dragon, because I want to wait a little bit longer before I tackle that. I need to find an alternative to safely kill the wither. Now, there's many different options. I could just, go underground really far down, blow blocks around it, and try and kill it that way, which I've done before. That's the first time that's what I did when I first ever killed the wither years and years ago. But I still want to kind of trap it in bedrock. So the solution for that is basically to use the nether ceiling, and I need to find a almost perfect or perfect bedrock formation to do that, so that it won't escape and cause any havoc. And if it does escape, then I just have to try and kill it legitly. Another thing I did was get myself a ender chest, so that's also very nice. Okay, now it is time for the most nerve-wracking part of this episode, which is getting the Nether Star for the beacon. So I've found a spot that's pretty good. So this bit of bedrock here, it's got 2 bits of bedrock above, so the main head is stuck inside there, which hopefully means it won't escape. And I did test this in the creative in this exact spot whilst playing in survival with no armor or anything like that. So I've got all my armor, and I've got this the same sort of sword I had, and there was no issues. It stayed where it was, and like it would in the end, and I was able to kill it quite easily. So hopefully that's the case here. I've made a backup anyway, just in case anything it goes incredibly wrong. I mean, if it escapes, I won't just resort to do the backup unless it starts breaking stuff. So I'm not that far away, so let me just get out. So I'm not that far away from any of the farms here, and so I've got a little diagonal tunnel coming over here as well. Other than that, let's just let's actually do it. So I always hate doing this for the first time, but it's needed. So let's do this. Stand back, and it's dying. It's broke some blocks though. I can't hear myself. Oh god. Yeah, it should be fine. This looks fine. Yeah, very good. Oh god, this is so loud. It's turning. I don't like this. I don't like it turning. I don't like it turning. Come on, come on. Oh, phew. Oh, we got it. Oh, we did it. We did it. Oh, well, we did it. I mean, I did it. Oh, that's a relief. Right, well, can actually make a beacon. Whew, right. Let's get to, the fun part of the episode, which is the farming. Now that we've got the beacon in, get the stone farm up and running. Now there is a little caveat with the stone farm and the carpet rules I have enabled, so I can't build it anywhere because there is a carpet rule that I have where if you're below Y0 if you try and generate cobblestone, it'll actually generate deep slate, and this is done purposely so I can have renewable deep slate. I don't want to do a starter deep slate farm just at the moment because yeah, deep slate's really just a decoration block, and I don't really need it at the moment. But eventually, I will obviously do a proper deep slate farm lower down in the world. But the cobblestone farm, yeah, needs to be above Y0, and there is a cavern bit just above over here, which I need to light up and do all the setup for. But yeah, I'll do that after I've done this other little bit of setup we have to do, that is to actually have the sort of storage system, which is really simple storage system, but a storage system nonetheless for all of the starter farms I'll have in this area, as well as the cobble and stone farm. So yeah, I've got to go ahead and do that. I've also got to go and light up that entire area up there because, yeah, I could have mobs dropping down here, and there's a few bits of cleanup I need to do. Like there's a floating block there, there's a bit of lighting I need to do up there. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do all of that, and yeah, I'll be right back with you once I've yeah, got everything prepped for what we need to do now. I am now fully prepared for the storage area, so I've mined out all the area that I need. I think I've mined out pretty much all of it. Oh no, wait a minute, I've not mined out this side. Oh, that's fine. We'll do that as part of the time lapse. But anyway, I've mined out most of the area that we need for the storage area. So this hallway is essentially going to become a just a hallway. We'll have an observation of this furnace array, just the furnaces themselves, which will hide some of the redstone a little bit. In this area, we're going to have a chest hall. There'll be one on this side as well on this side for the farms, and it is high enough that we need to actually re-terraform this area here. So all of this here is going to get covered over, and then over here we will have a lift essentially. So we'll have a bubble column going down, just a hole as well as we fall down and land on a chest that is waterlogged, a bit like we have with the villager training area. Yeah, this hallway is also going to have another one of those little lift things in this area, which is going to be for when we are going down to the cobblestone farm area. I've gathered all of the materials that I need for this area, which is all of this, including this packed ice. Speaking of packed ice, I even actually went ahead and mined out half a glacier, so I got all of that at the area that I actually go to get the powdered snow when I can. And yeah, there's a load of glaciers there as well in the frozen ocean, so we just have to go there and get it all. So that was all good. That should do me for a while anyway, until I need to have an ice farm. So I think once that's low enough, then I'll probably do an ice farm, and yeah, that'll be quite fun to do with the auto crafting functionality. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and do a time lapse of building. That you enjoyed that time lapse. This is now done. I mean, except for the actual lifts bits I talked about. But yep, the actual chest tools are done. The iron sorters are done, and I've got it all configured. So basically, I've just now got to actually do the farms themselves, and yeah, also dig down here and get the actual little what we call them in as well. But anyway, now I actually need to clear out the area for the cobblestone farm. So essentially what we want to do is we want to get the cobblestone set up, start using it, get it filled up in the storage here, and once we've done that, we will be able to use those resources to then build up the other farms. So that will speed things up quite a bit. And yeah, but before we even do that, I need to actually set up the the area for this. So essentially, see that cave down there? That's what we've got to go set up, and also get all the lighting done for. So actually, I'm going to keep gamma override on. I'm going to get all these torches I've got here. I'm going to put the actually, I'm going to do it like that. And then the other thing I need will be maybe the shield, maybe not. Actually, I'm going to need a boat because I saw there was an Enderman down there. Who had a block in, so we need to get rid of him. And also there's there's a skeleton spawner right down there, which is literally right below me, so I could have used that for the skeleton XP farm rather than the one that's over in the newer area, the other mushroom island even. But yeah, that's what happens, and I don't think Chunkbase told me properly. I think it was suspecting it was a different type of spawner, because sometimes it does that and it doesn't get it wrong. I don't know how the spawning stuff works, but yeah, all I know is that it's not 100% accurate. Anyway, there's a spawner down there, so we'll need to deactivate that as well. I've already got actually the sniper jewel thing, so I won't actually need to do that. There we go, kill a skeleton for at least 50 meters away. But unfortunately, I didn't get the beacon one. Where's that? Is it Adventure? Is it Adventure or is it Minecraft? I can't remember which one it is. It's not Husbandry. Is it never? Yeah, it's never. I didn't get the beacon stuff, so that's really disappointing. But hey, right. Actually, I also need ladders. Where's? Did I put it in? Do I have it in miscellaneous? Was it in junk? No, don't have any. Right, so gonna construct some ladders, go down, and prepare that entire area. This is now all set up, so everything's lit up, and I just now need to actually dig out the area and gather all the materials for the cobblestone farm bit, and the tiny little bit of decoration that I'm doing as well for this entire sort of area. These are all the farms that we are going to have. So we have a universal tree farm, as I mentioned before, and yeah, we're going to have to manually mine these with using a cube maker. So we'll get onto that when we get to that part of the video. There's also going to be a melon and pumpkin farm, bamboo, sugarcane, and cactus. The bone block here is bone meal, but we're going to craft the bone meal that we make into bone blocks. Then we've got a hay bale, which is going to be a wheat farm, which we're then going to again craft up into hay bales. Seeds from the wheat farm, then carrots and potatoes, and then cobble and stone, which we're about to do, and then all of the saplings, and then sticks and apples. Jungle sapling is probably going to be the hardest one to get because it is the rarest sapling, and so the universe tree farm does produce enough jungle saplings overall, but sometimes it feels like it's going down, but really at the end you actually do make a bit of a surplus. So hopefully after using it over a while we'll get a lot of that. But I do need to get more saplings actually, because I don't even have any of those left anymore after using the item, put them in the item sorter. But that's that. Right, let's actually go ahead and get this cobblestone farm started. enjoyed that time lapse. The cobblestone farm area is now being completed, so we can actually get down and back up very easily. So let's actually just go down and see. Here we go, landed, and you can see here that I'm going to actually just turn off the actual schematic and put gamma override off for now. So we've got this basic sort of walkway and this bit of area here to go back and up and down, and I've gone with this sort of wood stone theme because that's basically all I've got at the moment. And then here is the actual farm itself. So it's very simple. It is a basically a double speed stone generator, so that it'll push stone into the middle here, pretty much nearly max speed. It's not quite max speed. I don't care about having max speed at this point. And yeah, we can then use either the Silk Touch or the Fortune pickaxe, or just the non-Silk Touch pickaxe even, at efficiency 5, just to keep mining. It's about 42k an hour, I think. It's not quite perfect either, but yeah, this is actually not my design. This is designed by ilmangoandpixels, I believe. Reversed engineered it from one of the videos from ilmango's 4x4 challenge videos. So I'll reference the video in the description. But yeah, I'll just stress this is not my farm. This is not my design. I just reversed engineered it. So like I said, I need to be at a positive Y level to generate stone. And yeah, let's actually quickly test it. So yeah, we've got all the item streams going up to the top. For now, the soul sand is there. Eventually, it will be down there once we've got the rest of the district up, and that's where all the items from the other starter farms will appear. Right. Again, I keep saying starter farms. They should be taken with a grain of salt. These are more mid-game farms, maybe, rather than like absolute starter farms. So yeah, I should really say mid-game, but it's starter in the sense before I reach the end is sort of what I consider starter in a way. But yeah, really it's mid-game. Right. So to start this, we turn this piston off, which will basically allow this block to be placed in front, which will then allow the loop to occur. And then when we turn it off, we just power this, and the piston will extend once it can. That's also why there's obsidian there, so it doesn't push the block out accidentally. And then what we'll do is press this button and the loop will start. So let's do that. And then I'm going to do attack continuous. There we go. And then sometimes the, you know what, I need to actually turn this down. Let's do that. So, sometimes the items go on top here, so that's why there's the water stream here. And yeah, they'll end up going through here. Now, this is definitely faster than a single hopper speed, so this is going to loop around quite a lot. And let's turn gamma right off. Yeah, you can see here it's looping around quite significantly. And yeah, probably shouldn't run this for too long. Occasionally, I also pick up the items. And then down here as well, there is very simple droppers and clocks. And yeah, they don't get enough items to stay on for long enough, but yeah, this is essentially what's happening. And this will do us pretty well. But yeah, I didn't really consider the fact that I've used a single hopper speed item sorters here, when really I should have gone slower, but there you go. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so we've spent quite a while getting a load of stone and cobble. And so I've had to repair my pickaxes twice, getting them down to nearly dead. And we now have pretty much 3 double chests of each bit, so just a bit under 3 double chests of stone, and then more than 3 double chests of cobblestone. So very, very happy with that. Yeah, I should have just designed the whole thing a bit better with the storage rather than just being one of these. It could be several or whatever, or just using a slower stone farm. But hey, I wanted to use that one, so I did. And yeah, so now it's a case of actually doing the rest of the farms. So we've got to get down there, back into the other cavern, and start building it all up. But before I do that, I need to actually get all the materials. So instead of showing you me getting all of the materials, I'm just going to cut to yet another time lapse. So I hope you enjoy this one. See you in a bit. enjoyed that time lapse. So it's finally done. I've got all of my starter farm district sort of area done. I'm going to now walk through all of the different farms. All the items will come around this stream and go up to the top into the storage that way. And that, there you can see there, it combines with the cobble area. And here we have a bone meal farm. This is the one designed by Dark. I had to do a few little adjustments to it, so the block palette has changed, of course, but I had to put obsidian here instead of signs because I have movable block entities, and with movable block entities, it would push the signs outwards. If we have a look down, you can see it's actually not generating stone. It's actually generating deep slate for the reason I mentioned earlier about the you don't have stone generation below Y0. It's actually deep slate, and this produces enough bone meal for my needs at the moment. I'll now go down to the rest of the farms and follow where that bone meal goes. Here we have the next bit of farms. So on the right hand side we've actually got some crop farms here. So we've got an automatic potato farm, and I'll go into more details about how each of these ones work once we get to it. So I need to fill up the bone meal here manually. Decided not to have it go all the way around just for these ones, but yeah, I'll do that once I've got enough bone meal. And so that's the potato one. This one is the carrot farm, and then here we have a wheat farm, which is a little bit bigger because it's got a bit of autocrafting involved for the hay bales. Then over here, got them already running. We have the pumpkin farm, which is on this side. And then on this side we have a melon farm, and it's also got an autocrafter for the melon blocks, and that is what will then be put into the item stream that goes off to the storage. It takes advantage of the hopper minecarts dropping themselves as an item rather than a hopper and a minecart like they did in previous versions. This is basically a minecart unloader, hopper minecart unloader designed by Ilmango. And this is another Ilmango design farm. I think Ilmango designed these originally. It's very basic. Dustless starter pumpkin and melon farm. So this one's a pumpkin, and then this side is the melon one. And then over here we have a cactus farm. It's very simple. Cactus farms are dead simple to build, albeit very repetitive, so they can get a bit boring on a large scale. But yeah, for this it's about the size of a chunk, I think. And yeah, I did some bits with water streams, let them drop down into here and then going into there. And then here we're actually got a switch, so at the moment it's on, but if we want to stop sending cactus to the storage, we can then send it to the cactus store. And then here we have in all its glory the UTF, that whole universal tree farm that I designed, which yeah, is a bit of a redstone mess, and I probably will not publish it, at least not until I've optimized it a bit. There are a few things about it that I had to do which I couldn't do, which I wouldn't have done in vanilla, and it's all down to movable block entities essentially. But I'll get onto that in a minute. Let's quickly just go and have a look at the other farms where the bone meal goes. So the bone meal will drop down here into this water stream, and then it goes onto these farms first, and these ones are the sugarcane and bamboo farms. So at the moment the hoppers at the back are unlocked to allow the bone meal to go in, and it does take a very long time to fill up all the bone meal. It takes about a day. It's taken nearly about a day just to fill it all up with the bone meal, which is unfortunate, but I don't have to run these for that long before they start to fill up the storage. So basically in about an hour I get nearly 3 double chests of items on each one. So sugarcane gets bone mealed and growed up. Yep. So yeah, it's about 9,000 per hour or just under, so they can handle it the storage. I did think about that for these farms. Whereas by themselves like this, they do not produce a lot. So I've got hardly any sugarcane at the top in the storage, and I've got hardly any bamboo. But the only reason that the pistons here are not extended is because of the fact that I've unlocked the hoppers. So if I was to turn these off, which I'll go on in a minute once we see that if this is full. So is that full? Yep, they're full now. So I can turn this off. Turn the bone meal off and turn the bamboo off. There we go. The sugarcane will actually grow with bone meal on here because I have the carpet rule enabled. Bamboo already grows with sugarcane, but yeah, I wanted to also include it for sugarcane. It also means that I can grow lily pads with bone meal, and I can also grow cactus with bone meal, but automating cactus growth with bone meal is actually really difficult, or not even possible, because well, at least with dispensers. Then you can do it with a player, but yeah, the difficulty with it is that cactus will break if it tries to, or it won't grow if there's an object, something next to it. So dispensers will not work. On a large scale, maybe not do it, but we'll explore the options. But because we've got movable block entities, we might actually be able to make flying machines with dispensers and bone meal to grow these. And yeah, that would be quite fun to do. And you're probably also wondering what the hell this thing is. It's actually a cube maker, also designed by Mango. So I'll link all the all these farms that I've used, or contraptions I've used, in the description. But yeah, I had to go with CubeMaker for the reason I showed earlier in the video, which is that TNT duping is disabled because, yeah, fixed it with the carpet rules. The only feasible method of collecting wood at this stage, without going to a desert and trying to mine all the sand and then make a mob farm to get all the gunpowder, is to get TNT, is to basically just mine, use an axe and manually mine the wood. But I wanted to automate it, so I got a CubeMaker, which will yield me about 10,000 once it's full, so about 10,000 logs once it's full, and which will take a while to probably mine away. And so I want to do that for each of the wood types. Then I'll have about 3 double chests worth of the log types, and so that will keep me going at least for a while. Then when it comes to the tree farm, it is a universal tree farm. It's my own design, not optimized it at all. I've just got the, it's a bit of a redstone mess because I was trying to just get the timings all right. And yeah, it's very similar to Ilmango's basic tree farm, although with a few differences. The circuitry is a little bit different, especially with the piston walls here. Instead of redstone here, I've actually got observers to power it. So I found that using observers, at least for the way I was trying to do it, was actually easier. Power these pistons and put them back in reliably without them getting left here. So that piston wall would always get left with the redstone. I couldn't get it to work really. So yeah, that's the first difference. But the other difference I had to do, which I had to take into account, was the fact that I couldn't have the sweepers here, the leaf crushers, right on top of the hoppers here. So that's why we've got these flower pots, and because the acacia trees, and I think spruce would do the same, is that the leaves would grow at this level. So the flower pots here are to stop the acacia leaves growing, and that way we can actually keep this reliably running. So they're the main things. And yeah, I've also put in some wood already just to get it configured correctly. So we need to have these here for the block conveyors to the block processor. The block conveyors actually, the block conveyors, the vertical block conveyors, to be processed properly. So once we grow the first tree, these will work. And actually, that's not the main reason. No, it's so that this bit will get powered, because this will then power this trapdoor here, which sends a signal to reset the entire thing. So essentially, when the tree grows, this dirt will move out the way like this, and it powers from this redstone block. This will get moved here. This will mean that this gets powered, that gets depowered, which means the piston gets retracted, so that the dirt is retracted. That way we don't end up placing any saplings prematurely, and then it won't move back up until the signal from the block conveyor. So this block conveyor here, this is the final block conveyor that processes stuff. This sends the signal down here, and it goes all the way across. Where it go? Yep, here, and then that will then push the block back. So that way we can reliably have this tree farm working. It's not super fast. I don't actually know how many items per hour it is because I've not done the TNT version of it yet. Quite proud of this in the sense I've got it working. I wanted to do a UTF for quite a while. And yeah, once I understood how acacia tree works, it was actually really simple. It just grows in a cross shape basically. So no, not in a cross shape, sorry, a plus shape, and that's that's essentially it. And then you've got to sort of time the leaf crushers a little bit so that this that they're offsetted a bit. And yeah, once I figured out all the timings, yeah, it was quite nice. You might be wondering what the hell this thing here is. So we've got all these zero-tick pistons that will convey the branches of the azalea trees. So essentially we'll get some of the azalea branches going this way, and they get processed this way, and then we've got to delay them such that when it combines, all the acacia logs will merge at this point here. So the branch stream comes this way, and then the main log stream comes this way, and so we've got to have this go through first, and then this one goes through. So we've got to do it so that this basically delays them a little bit. Now this is probably a little bit overkill, but this is enough delay such that if there was for example, if there was a full amount of logs here and a full amount of logs here, then it would work. It would not cause any collisions or issues, and it all works fine. But really, realistically, we're not going to have a full full tower of logs here from the branches. But yeah, I decided to do that anyway, just in case. When it comes to farming the oak logs, we actually need to extend this. and this will push this block down here, which will then stop the oak trees growing into large oak trees, because if that happens, then the entire farm breaks. So yeah, that's what this is for. This was this is exactly the same as Ilmango's basic tree farm, which was the main inspiration for this. So that's exactly the same. No need to change that. Yeah, then de-extend it so we can farm all the other stuff. All right, let's now test the farm and see if it's all working. So I'm gonna turn it on by clicking this lever here, and there we go. The farm's now on. This is going to get powered, so whenever the leaves break, we'll end up picking up the saplings. I've only actually got one sapling. I thought I had more, so yeah, hopefully on the first one we'll get a few saplings back. So basically, the way to use this farm is that you aim at the log here, which is the reason we need to add it, and you just hold down, right click. There we go. First tree grown. And so looks like we've got a full-size tree, very nice. Yeah, and then there is a looks like there is a sapling over there. I want to try and go get to it, so let's go into the farm. There we go. Go around. Right, let's now grow another one. Okay, got another sapling over there, but it didn't fortunately get to us. There we go. And let's keep doing this a little bit, so let's just have a look. Yep, hasn't gone through just yet, but the first logs here are going through. Let's now grow another one. There we go, got a branch one. So that's either going to have gone into the other side or into there. Now it's gone into here, that's fine. Okay, it wasn't no more. There we go, they've got some saplings. Right, let's grow another one. There we go, this is going to probably go into the branch bit. There we go, got one in the branch. And yeah, this is now starting to fill up. Very good. Right, and let's just keep holding down. There we go, got another one. And keep going. Yep, there we go. This is all looks like it's working fine. All right, so it took a lot longer than I thought it would to completely fill up the cube there. I've already mined a little bit of it, but it was taking so long just to mine it that I was losing the will to live. So, which I knew this would happen. I even said to myself, you're probably not going to enjoy doing it this way, manually mining out a big cube. I thought, no, it'll be fine, I can do it. But yeah, it's the quality of life doing it this way isn't great, and it's not my thing really. I like automating things. I like having I like having it harvested automatically. So yeah, not gonna be able to do that, of course, because I've disabled TNT duping, because that is part of the challenge that I've set myself, is to not use it. So completely fixing it is the way to go. And yeah, and I'm still going to do it this way, but I'm very tempted to introduce a carpet rule, which will mean that if I have netherite tools, then I can instant mine certain things. So it'd be like applying haste free on a diamond tool, just with netherite is the idea I've got. Now, unfortunately, there are no carpet rules around in the carpet ecosystem, at least in the ones I've found, that will allow me to do this. So I'm going to do it myself, do that in between now and the next episode. So it gives a bit more meaning to have netherite tools as well. So it's not just the durability and the fact that it burn in lava, which is obviously nice about netherite, but it also gives some extra bonus, such as you can actually instant mine certain things. And I'd also like to be able to instant mine deep slate. So that will be something else I will do, and it'll be on netherite. So I know there is a mod that's not carpet related that does this, but I would really like to keep the mods here just limited to carpet, the carpet mod. And so if I make it feels very much like a sort of carpet rule you could have. So I think I'm going to go down that route. And I am a software developer by trade, so hopefully it won't be too difficult to do. Anyway, enough about that. Let's actually get back and talk about the other butts that the farm's been demonstrating. Apologies already, this video is getting quite long, I think. There we go, now working with the hopper minecart. So just goes back and forth, like with the pumpkin and melon farm, same design as there. And yeah, like I said, you can make this much faster by just spamming it, but my storage can't handle it because I really wanted the simple storage. And I don't really need to go overkill anyway. This also means that it won't use up as much bone meal. Although right now I don't think, thinking about it, it is unlocked. Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, it is all unlocked, obviously. So yeah, so the bone meal will keep refilling up as we go along the moment. But I'm going to run this for a while until it fills up storage, and then yeah, I'll do the same now with the bamboo farm, and it runs at the same speed. Although it's going to be a little bit quicker because bamboo is a bit different. So sometimes the bamboo will grow up quicker, and you'll then get some extra fires. Which is the nice thing about this way of designing it, because yeah, you don't just look at one and then break, or you use a binary counter and break it. So yeah, a few different ways of doing it, but yeah, I'm just going with this way. It can also be left to run in the background without the bone mill on when you just unlock these ones here. So when this is off and that was off, sorry, when this is on and that's on, and this is the farm's off, you can still farm stuff, which is what was happening whilst I was letting all the bone mill go in. Otherwise, the hoppers at the top are locked if we just turn all of this all off. Anyway, that's the bamboo and sugarcane farms. So each of these crop farms work exactly the same way. They're essentially the exact same farm, just with different inputs. So, of course, with the potato farm, the input is potatoes. The input with the carrot farm is carrots, and then the input with the wheat farm is wheat seeds. Now, there is a little difference with this, so you can't do this in vanilla because this is a carpet rule. So here we have a dispenser with the potatoes in them. This dispenser will place the seed onto the land here. This is that carpet rule where the dispensers can place blocks, so this will actually be quite useful for certain situations. So I'll be able to make like automatic piston bolt makers, for example, like Il Mango did a load of that stuff with this carpet rule. So I do something very similar. We've got two dispensers here that will then bone mill this up, and so these will get spammed. And then we have a binary counter at the back here. So actually, let's just get down and look at it. So here, this is where the input is. So this will turn off. This will then set the clock off, and so we've essentially got a binary counter here, which will then every 4 growths essentially. So once it counts to 4, it will then power this piston, which will then break the crop. So we've got to bone meal them at least 4 times, really. I think that's how much you have to do it anyway for the other crops, for carrots and potatoes. I did design this specifically for wheat originally, and then I just went ahead and did it with potatoes and carrots. So yeah, I should have probably checked that, but it does work. I know it does because I produced. Obviously it worked. Well, obviously it works. I tested it. But yeah, anyway, it's the exact same farm. Just copied it over. Doesn't need to change any difference. Potato farm, turn on. There we go. Got to see the binary counter working. The carrots are exactly the same, so I'm going to turn that on as well now. It'll do the exact same. There we go. And there we go, it's doing the same. And then with wheat, it'll do the same, but this time with seeds. And then, yeah, autoCraftingDropper picks them up and dispenses it out here. And then we'll get autoCrafting with the wheat. Okay, we got a lot done in this episode. That's all I've got time for. If you did like this episode, please give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I shall see you again real soon. Bye bye.